Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Amy Mantis, and today I'm gonna give you some advice after this car goes by. Okay, the car is gone. And today I'm gonna share 21 pieces of advice that I would give my younger self, or anyone for that matter, as they start music undergrad. I've been thinking about this a lot as I'm preparing to attend music graduate school. I was gonna say overgrad, but that would probably be like a PhD. I'm going for my master's at Laundry School of Music in Cambridge. And I was thinking about what would I do differently if I could go to Berklee again? And a question that people often ask anybody is if you could go back, would you? And if you could go back and do something different, what would you do? First, yes, I would go back to Berklee again, no question about it. And second, I wouldn't want to do too many things differently because I kind of like how my life is right now. And if you change one thing, you never know what's going to happen. But that said, there are still some things that, knowing what I know now, I would do a little differently. So, without any further ado, here are 21 pieces of advice for undergraduate musicians. Number 1, study a timeless skill. Performance, composition, including film scoring, production, music therapy, and if you're sure you want to teach in a classroom at some point, music education. Yes, music business is important, that's what I studied, but music business changes so rapidly that Spotify wasn't in America until July of 2011. I graduated in May of 2012. The whole music industry changed. Yes, you should know how to get paid, what a mechanical royalty is versus a performance royalty, but you don't need to know how to put on a stadium tour when you're 19. Because if you're on a stadium tour when you're 19, somebody else is doing it for you. Take a class or two, learn how to do your taxes, stuff like that, but don't worry about the finer details of contract splits. Number 2, double major. Yes, it might sound like a lot, but it will just give you so much more focus on what you're doing. It will force you to structure your time, and in some cases there's a lot of overlap. Or take a minor. If you give yourself a target, you'll hit it. Number 3, jam. Go to jam sessions. Start jam sessions. Jam with as many people as possible. It's part of what you're there for, and it's one of the few times in your life where you will be surrounded by people who want to play music with you all the time. Number 4, take an ensemble every semester, or at the very least every year. I didn't do this, and I wish I had. It's one of the few things that I really would go change if I could go change it, because nothing will make you better at playing than playing, and playing new songs, or songs that are new to you with new people. It's a great way to get better at music and to meet people and to just have a good time. Number 5, practice in the morning. You're no longer beholden to only playing after school. Use that time in the morning. Wake up and go do all the stuff that you would need to do for your proficiencies, your labs, your ensembles. The stuff that you don't always want to practice, do that first. Eat the frog, so to speak. I had a friend that did that, and he was one of the best and most in-demand bass players I knew. And he was in my band. Shouts to Kyle Hovland. Hope you're doing well. Okay, number 6, on the back of that, structure your practice. Don't spend an entire time in the practice room just doing scales, just doing arpeggios, just doing inversions, just doing songs. Time yourself, give yourself, blocks of time. Okay, 5 minutes of this, 10 minutes of this, 20 minutes of that, whatever it is. It'll build in spaced repetition, which will help you learn everything faster. Number 7, practice with friends. I knew a group of guys who were really into shred and progressive rock and metal who would practice together and shred together, and boy, could they shred. There's a turkey over there. And for those of you who don't know, the turkeys of the greater Boston area are vicious. But these guys would play together and they would get good together. And I wish I had done that too. And I will hopefully be doing that in the next few weeks, month, whatever, whenever the chance comes. Number 8, this is for all of you non-vocalists out there, and maybe even people who don't play a woodwind or a horn. Basically, if you're a string player or a piano player or a drummer, learn to sing. You will be singing in class. You'll be singing in ear training, possibly in harmony, probably in your ensemble at some point to get a melody. But you will be singing, and it will help you so much if you understand basic vocal technique. I wish that every music school had an intro to voice that made every student who was not a vocalist take it, because it will make your life at music school that much easier if you can sing well. Or just sing kind of well, just enough to get through those melodies. And it also will help you hear stuff better too. And it's really cool to be able to play and sing the melody of a jazz standard that you're working on, or hear upper extensions via the voice. Number 9, start a band now. Whatever kind of music you want to play, rock, jazz, punk, pop, whatever. A duo, a trio, something, if you want to be a live performer. If you don't. But if you do this. The sooner you do it, the less scary it becomes. And it's one of the most thrilling things you can do as a young player, is to get a group together, learn some songs, write songs for that group, and then go play them for people. It's really, really cool. Number 10, don't skip class. Unless there's a guest speaker, your professor will more than likely let you go, or you have a really important gig that's paying you really well, or Prince's former engineer asks you to record in her class. That one happened to me. That was cool. Skipping class, more often than not, is not worth it. It's just not. You're there to learn, and you're better to stay on top of your work than you are to fall behind. Don't skip. Obviously, if there's an emergency or a loved one passes away, or you're really sick, yeah, don't go to class. But otherwise, go to class. There are like 6 caveats to not going, and a bajillion reasons to go. Number 11, exercise. Take care of your body. There's a myth that musicians are not athletes. No. We very much are athletes. It's a little different, but playing is a physical activity, and you have to stay in good shape to play well. Number 12, get outside, get some sunlight, get some evening light. Don't spend all day, every day inside a practice room. You will probably go insane. Number 13, I did this one time and I hated every second of it. Avoid all-nighters like the plague. You don't need to do them. They are not a badge of honor. They will wreck your sleep and health schedule. There are some exceptions. If you have a recording session from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., which you might have that happen, you probably will at some point, but you can prepare for that one. You don't have to, it's not gonna be a surprise. Like, you're not gonna be caught off guard with, oh, all of a sudden I have a 2 a.m. recording session. No, you're gonna know when it is, so you can prepare for that. But don't stay up all night. Always get some sleep. Always. Number 14, take advantage of the resources that you have at your disposal. At Berklee, we had all kinds of classes outside of class to learn different softwares, different other stuff. I can't remember what they were now, but we had all kinds of things that we could do outside of our school time. I was struggling with the program Reason. It's a digital audio workstation that is very cool, but very overwhelming when you're not used to it. And after floundering for days, I decided to go to the library. Yes, Berklee has a library. I decided to go to the library and take the course on Reason. It was very helpful. A couple semesters later, I think it was either a history professor or a literature professor would give us extra points if we were to go use the tutors at the Writing Center. Because Berklee is a big international school, English is a lot of people's second language. They have a whole staff dedicated to helping you write papers. And even though I'm a native English speaker and I've thought of myself as a good writer, I still went, and it was still valuable. Number 15, go to your professor's office hours. And not just for the classes that you're struggling in. Go to the ones that you're doing well in. Meet the professors, get to know them. You never know what little nuggets of wisdom they'll have for you, what strings they can pull for you, or what opportunities they have for you down the road. Make friends with them. They're there for you. Number 16, take the class that will make your parents go, what? That class at Berklee for many people was yoga for musicians. I didn't take it, and I wish I had taken it, because I know that the people that took that class are still benefiting from it tremendously to this day. One of my very dear friends took it, and he still talks about it. You never know what a class like that will have for you, so go take advantage of that while you can. And who doesn't want to get credit for, being child's pose? Come on. Number 17, join a club or an organization or some kind of extracurricular. For me, I was in the Music Business Club, and I also wrote for the Music Business Journal. I also had a student job as a peer advisor, and then as a senior peer advisor. So I was very involved. And I loved being involved because I met people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. And also I got paid for the work job. So 17A, get a job on campus. They're great. But joining a club just gets you out of your comfort zone a bit, and you never know what opportunities come out of that either. So go for it. And most schools, I would say all schools, have some kind of club that you'll be interested in. Berklee, I think, had a video game orchestra as a club before it became like a full-blown thing for them. So you never know what's gonna happen. Number 18, meet with your advisor once a semester just to make sure that you're on track. That's it. You don't have to go any further than that. Number 19, stay offline / stay off social media. When I was at Berklee, Facebook was only on the desktop, Twitter hadn't come out yet, Instagram wasn't a thing yet. But a lot of us, myself most definitely included, wasted so much time on Facebook on the desktop. And I have a whole other thing I want to share about this, but I think that Facebook and social media make for foggy friendships, especially at the college level. All the people that became my closest friends, I didn't interact with them online. They all happened offline. There were people on my floor, people in my classes. Sure, we interacted online afterwards, but the majority of our time together was time together. So spend time offline, go make friends in real life. Number 20, go to more shows. It's really easy to not go to shows as a musician. This is advice I have to take now because I find myself not going to shows, and a lot of the time it's because they're really late at night and I'm 34 and don't want to be out that late. But I also didn't want to be out that late when I was 24. And if you have your own show, fine. But if you don't, go see your friends play. It means a lot to them. And it's fun. It's fun. Music, you probably got into music because you love playing music and going to shows. So don't forget to do the going to shows part. There's a truck backing up now. I got one more, we're just gonna roll with it. Number 21, aim to graduate. Now, music school has a long history of a few people who will drop out and become very successful. And that's great, but we're not all John Mayer. I don't know who went to other schools that dropped out. We're not all John Batiste. He went to Juilliard. The point is, you're there to learn and to grow, and what other time in your life will you get to be like, oh, I gotta go to my class from 2 to 4, it's jazz ensemble, or it's, Radiohead lab. Like, these are real classes. Enjoy it while you can. You can always graduate early. You can take classes elsewhere and transfer credits over, or you can test out of classes if you do the work on the side. But don't aim to be a college dropout. If something happens, go for it, but don't be there thinking, I don't want to be here. And yeah, that's all I got for that. So now that the turkeys are gone and the people are gone and the truck stopped backing up, I'm gonna go. I'll be back again very soon with some more goodies for you. So take care and go practice. Cheers.